Welcome back to my adult gymnastics journey. I'm 9 classes in at this point and excited to show you what I've learned so far. I've been working on back flips, back handsprings, straddle press handstands, and side flips. Now these probably aren't the first skills that you'd learn normally in gymnastics. These are just skills that I wanted to learn, so this is what's happening. I started off doing drills, and this one in particular, where I jump onto an elevated surface, or a cheese wedge in this case, and then tuck, and then use that momentum to roll off the back side of the mat. This drill is supposed to help me learn how high I need to be able to jump, two, how much force I need to put in the tuck to create that momentum to roll, and three, the timing. How long should I be jumping versus when I should start tucking? All in all, this is for sure my favorite drill for the back tuck because there's so many parts to it, and I feel like I got the most bang for my buck. Like, I really think I learned the most from this drill. I did other back tuck drills too, like this one where I'm lying on the ground and tucking. This strengthens your core and teaches you how to throw your lower body over your shoulders. I didn't really like this drill though because when I really tucked hard, it smushed my head and my neck into the ground and it just really didn't feel good. This other drill I think is supposed to teach you the landing, how to spot the ground basically and bring your feet under you. Probably also strengthens your core too, but to be honest, I just kind of found the drill kind of awkward and I didn't feel like I got that much out of it. Drills are super helpful in general, but eventually you just have to throw the trick to be able to learn it. So here's me about to try a back tuck into a foam pit for the first time ever. And my heart was racing so hard, I could feel it beating in the back of my eyeballs. It was racing that hard. I was mostly just worried that I wouldn't rotate enough and I'd hit the back of my head against the ledge. But I kept telling myself, no, you're strong, you're confident, you're capable, you can do this. Plus the ledge is like kind of padded, so if I smashed my head into it, it wouldn't be like the worst thing, right? Once I finally got over my fear and actually jumped, I realized, yeah, that wasn't so bad. All limbs intact, I could do that again. And the more comfortable I felt, the more power I was able to put into the jump, as well as more power into the tuck, into the rotation. So all in all, the more confident I got, the better the trick got. And eventually I was able to get enough height and rotation on the trick that I was able to feel confident enough to put a mat down on the pit. Ooh, that would have been bad. Anyways, eventually I got confident enough to put a mat down on the pit, so I was now jumping and doing the back tuck onto a flat surface, on a slightly less elevated surface, so it was like a little bit lower to give me more time in the air, but it was flat instead of a bunch of foam things. I don't even know what they're called. Cubes? Those foam cubes. Honestly, I think I just need more practice. I'm super inconsistent with my back tucks right now. Like sometimes I jump straight up versus other times I jump way too far back versus sometimes I don't tuck enough. Other times I don't set, like when I extend in the jump and push my arm back. There's a ton of different things that you can do wrong with a back tuck, and I have yet to be able to do all of them right in one fell swoop. But that's okay, that'll just come with time and more practice. One thing I do know for sure is that back tucks require a boatload of core strength. Like, I always thought beforehand that you mostly needed to have strong legs, like it was mostly within the jump, you had to jump high to be able to do a back tuck, but that's not true at all. It's actually mostly your core, specifically your six-pack muscles, with a special emphasis on your lower abs. So, believe me when I say that back tucks are the best lower ab workout I've ever done, because I've done all the big name YouTube workouts, like Whitney Simmons, Pamela Reif, Natasha Ocean, Mad Fit, Chloe Ting. Yes, I've done Chloe Ting's 2-week shred. You make my heart beat super fast. Nothing beats a bunch of back tucks. Just 20 minutes of back tucks will work your lower abs way more than any of those videos. Guaranteed. So I love this trick in particular because out of all the skills that I've been learning, this one feels the most like I'm flying. There's only one drill so far that I've learned for a back handspring, and that's basically throwing yourself backwards on a giant cheese wheel. Before this class, I thought for a back handspring you basically had to jump up like a back tuck and then backwards, like jump up and bend over or something like that. But I was totally wrong. What you basically need to be able to do is do a long jump backwards. Like the amount of jump backwards that you have to do to complete a back handspring really surprised me. And it feels awkward. But the couple times where I was able to do it pretty smoothly on the cheese wheel or with a spotter, it does feel natural. Like, it feels really smooth and powerful. I don't think I'm anywhere close to trying this trick solo yet, but I can't wait till I am. My problem in particular is getting the right ratio of upward jump to backwards jump. Like here, I mostly jump too far up. I always underestimate how much you really need to jump backwards. Also, my toes could snap over a little faster. At the open gym, there was this little girl. She was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and she was sitting on top of one of the other giant cheese wheels while I was practicing my back handspring drills, and she was coaching me while I was doing it. She was really good, so I totally appreciate it and understand why. I embrace it. For straddle handstand press, I think I have the flexibility and strength needed to complete the trick once I get my feet off the ground, but the problem is getting my feet off the ground. The strength it requires in your shoulders to get your tippy toes off the ground is crazy and different from any like shoulder strength needed in any other athletic activity I know and have experienced, at least. Like, it's a totally foreign type of movement for me, is what I'm trying to say. And I was pretty much told that the only way to build this kind of strength that I need is to just practice that position and repeat that position over and over again, where I have my hands on the floor and I'm pushing down into the ground and hollowing my upper back and trying as hard as I can to lift my tippy toes off the ground. Eventually, I should be able to do it, but I think it's going to take a long time. So I don't think this is a typical or standard gymnastics move. At least I've never seen it done by any gymnast I know, and when I was talking to the other adult gymnasts in my class, they were like, oh, isn't that a parkour move? So maybe it's not very gymnastics-y. But it looks cool, and I saw it on YouTube, and I thought, you know, maybe I can do that. That doesn't look too hard. The best series of progressions to learn a side flip that I know of is from a tricker that I met who taught me the box trick. Basically, just take a big square block and just walk up to it and roll over it at first, and then slowly, as you get more comfortable, add some jump into it. So you jump up, but you'll probably still land on the block and then roll off. And then as you get more and more confident, you can add more power into your jump and eventually just try and clear the block. Simple in theory, right? Well, I'm still working on getting my confidence up, so I'm not quite there yet. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Leave a comment about what your favorite acrobatic trick is, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Did you know that cheerleading isn't the same as gymnastics? Had to get more comfortable. So at the open gym, most of the kids were like 4 to 8 years old, and holy f***, they were so talented. And most of them spoke Russian, so should I really be surprised?